All right, let's talk about the one rule, the single most important rule that every single iOS developer needs to burn into their brain if they want to stop their apps from freezing. Seriously, this is the secret sauce to making your apps feel buttery smooth and keeping your users happy. Let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? You're using an app, you tap a button, and then nothing. Just stillness. The whole thing is locked up. It's got to be one of the most annoying things for a user. And for us developers, it's our worst nightmare. Ah yes, the classic signs of trouble. That little spinning wheel that just never, ever goes away. The button that completely ignores you no matter how many times you tap it. Or, my personal favorite, that choppy, stuttering scroll that makes you feel like you're using a phone from 2005. These aren't just little glitches, you know. They're symptoms of a much bigger problem under the hood.
So let's be real about what's happening here. A frozen app isn't just some random bug. It's a fundamental problem that comes from mismanaging how your app does its work. But here's the good news. Once you understand the one core idea behind it, the fix is actually incredibly simple.
So to really get this, we first need to meet the secret workers inside every app. The best way to think about it is like your app is a super busy restaurant. All the work gets done by different threads, and each thread has a very, very specific job.
And this is where that whole restaurant idea really clicks. Over here on the left, you've got the main thread. Think of this as your front-of-house manager. This thread talks to the user, handles their taps, updates the menu on the screen. It does everything the user sees. Then on the right, you have the background threads. These are your chefs back in the kitchen. They're doing all the hard, time-consuming work like downloading data from the internet or processing a big file. The user never sees them, but they're doing the heavy lifting. This separation is everything.
And all of this, it all leads to the one non-negotiable, absolutely golden rule of UI development. Get this one rule right, and you're well on your way to a perfectly responsive app.
So why? Why is this rule so strict? Well, it all comes down to this one technical term, not thread safe. That's just a fancy way of saying that Apple's user interface toolkit, UIKit, was built with a very specific limitation. It's like a delicate piece of machinery that's designed to be operated by only one person at a time. And that one person? It's the main thread.
So what happens if you break the rule? What if one of the chefs from the kitchen suddenly runs out into the dining room and tries to change the specials board? Well, you get total chaos. The app might just crash on the spot. Or you'll see really weird visual glitches, things popping up where they shouldn't, and just unpredictable, buggy behavior. It's a complete mess.
So here it is. This is the whole thing in one sentence. The golden rule. Always, and I mean always, perform your UI updates on the main queue. No exceptions. Any change to what the user sees, no matter how tiny, has to be done by the main thread.
Okay, enough theory, that's all great, but what does this actually look like in our code? Let's walk through the exact pattern, the dance really, that you'll use over and over again. This pattern is just beautiful, it's so clean. Step 1, you kick off the heavy task on a background queue. You tell one of the chefs to start cooking. Step 2, that background thread does its thing. Maybe it downloads a big image from a server. All while this is happening, the main thread is totally free, keeping the UI smooth. Step 3, this is the magic. Once the image is downloaded, you package it up and send it back to the main queue. And finally, step 4, the main thread receives it and safely updates the image view on the screen. It's this perfect, clean handoff from the kitchen back to the front of house.
Okay, let's boil all this down. What are the absolute key things you need to walk away with right now to start building better, more responsive apps today? Just remember this, your app's user interface has one boss, and only one boss, the main thread. All the tough stuff, the slow stuff like network calls or big calculations, has to be given to the background workers, the chefs. And the special tool you use to safely report back to the boss? That's dispatchqueue.main.async. Mastering this simple handoff is honestly the biggest unlock for a smooth, crash-free, professional-feeling app. So there you have it. It's not just a rule anymore, right? You get the why behind it, and you know that how. You now hold the key to building apps that don't just work, but feel absolutely fantastic to use. The only question left is, what amazing thing are you going to go build with this knowledge?